Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Well, I'm really happy to be able to look at the brand new Pat McGrath Mothership palette. This is Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction. So we have a lot to say about this, and a lot of comparisons we could do and actually won't do. I'll explain as we go along. Let me hold this up for you first carefully. Most of you have seen it already. My shipments from Pat McGrath don't tend to be the earliest, but this one actually wasn't too late. Credit where credit is due to the turtles and stuff that carry this across the desert for us. At any rate, let's take a look at it. I'm going to be really careful because I do have a broken shade. Right, it came early, but it's broken. It's okay. I'll contact them. Let's take a look here. I love the fact that Pat McGrath calls these nocturnal neutrals. You know, I get so upset with some of the crazy wording that we get from brands like NARS and Urban Decay, but for some reason when Mother Pat does it, it just makes me giggle. She's just so clever and makes no apologies about these kind of grandiose statements. So these are nocturnal neutrals. Now look, no review would be complete without mentioning the fact that these have gone up, these Mothership palettes have gone up a whopping $3. So this is $128 US dollars as opposed to the normal $125. And you know, darn it, unfortunately, even the older Mothership palettes in store that have been sitting on shelf at $125 are also $128. And look, we're not an econ show, you know, we're not here to discuss inflation and such, but we'd be remiss if I didn't ask for your point of view on that. $3 whole is kind of a lot. One of you in comments brought up the fact that Natasha Denoda's $25 mini palette went up more, you know, proportionally was actually more of an increase. Good point. But $3 per palette, including the older ones. Oh dear. So we do need to talk about it, but let me tell you, you are buying a piece of art. And some of us are going to weigh the price with the usefulness of the art. And when this palette came out, everyone was saying, oh, it's kind of just like the Mothership 9, which I'm getting out right here, the Utopian Dream. I don't think so. So here's 9, and here's 10. I mean, no, I get some similarities. Again, here's the new one. Here's 9. You know, that color story is completely different. And I was looking through all my other Motherships. The color story here is very different. And this is a very neutral palette. You're getting a sneak peek at the look that we put together in my typical very rapid fashion. You know how I do. And this looks like a palette I'm going to use the heck out of. I will admit to you that I have a dedicated Pat McGrath drawer, or actually two drawers over there, and a lot of it is for collectors. I know it's silly to collect makeup, you know, because it goes bad, but you know, they haven't gone bad. It's just me that uses it. I don't open the stuff a lot. It's stored in a safe place, and I'll admit that a lot of it, it's just a little, ooh, it's beautiful, ooh, pretty, you know. I think I'm actually going to use this one. This is an intense, dramatic palette, but it's very neutral as well. Let's just look at some swatches in two different lightings, okay? First of all, let's go to the swatches on my arm here in studio lighting. Take a look and tell me what you think. You've probably seen these by now. Like I say, I don't really tend to get my Pat McGrath palettes super early, but this one wasn't too bad. So take a look at those. They're really quite gorgeous, and I will tell you that the shades I'm using during the actual demo, when I'll put those on screen. And then let's take that same arm and that same me outside into the warm California sunshine and take a look at it here. See what you think in natural lighting. I think that really shows off those duochromes to the best. You know what really surprised me the most was this third shade over right here. It just seemed like a really straightforward kind of light shade, and then I put it on my finger and went, is that blue? Is that green? Is that dark? I actually had to check when I swatched it to see that there wasn't accidentally something else on my hand. So that one, third shade over on the top, really surprised the heck out of me. What I would like to do, I don't see that the color stories here are similar to any other Pat McGrath palette, which a lot of you will disagree with me on, because when this was first shown on Instagram and stuff, there was a lot of chitter chatter about that. I actually don't think so. But let me tell you, anything that you need to help with your buying decision, your purchasing power, just let me know down here or over on Instagram. I'm happy to swatch, even like I said, minutia, you know, like shade to shade or across brands. Happy to do it for you. Just let me know what you need, rather than having us all sit here and kind of pile through it. I'm so quick at it, I would rather take individual requests that we can all benefit from out there in YouTube land. So you just let me know. What I want to do really is just enjoy this palette and play with it. It's got just gorgeous artwork. It's the palette itself, the shades. There seems to be, she is giving us a lot of bang for our buck here in this one. Squid for your quid if you're in Britain, I don't know. But there's a lot of really nice kind of duochromes and exciting shades in here, but yet they're really wearable. And it's wearable as one palette. I don't feel like I have to switch palettes or palette hop, which I don't enjoy doing. I can put this one in front of me and just really have a good time with it. I kind of think that's important. Let's go to the demo and see what we think while I recreate in super quick speed without even fast forwarding it. This look right here. Let's dig into this thing because this is really what I've been looking the most forward to. And I've got a lot of Sonia G brushes across various sets. I'll make sure to put the names of the shades up there. I just kind of want to get into this. And I'm going to start actually with this shade right here. I do have, and I always say this to you guys, I have hooded eyes, but that doesn't stop me from kind of setting my concealer with a shimmer shade because I'm going to put a more matte shade into the crease in a moment. But I like the way this kind of looks to make the eye a little bit lighter and give us something to work with. And I'm going to go in here now, I was speaking about matte, same brush, same Sonia G brush, into this matte shade right here, the second shade in the palette, and just gently just kind of remove some of the pigment. You don't want to really tap or hit a natural hair brush. It's actually not great for whatever, holds them together. And let's just go into the crease there, just in back and forth motions. I kind of started here out of the edge because that's where it's going to put the most pigment, and that's where I want it the most. It's a little bit darker. Interesting. And this shade here, this first shade, has kind of an interesting shift to it too. Okay, back into that same shade and tapping it off here off camera just very gently right there to put the most, and then back and forth. That was a Bob Ross moment, wasn't it? Back and forth. Happy little windshield wipers. So far, really, really happy with this. And I didn't think I would be, and I was wondering how we'd all feel, with the price increase and such. But it's kind of it's like owning a really masterful artist set. Let's go into another slightly darker matte. I don't need that there because that's not where my eyes are hooded, but and slightly darker. I'm using the same brush every time because I am kind of just like piling these on top of each other so it really doesn't bother me. And they're not going muddy. It's just kind of intensifying it, and I think looking really pretty. Okay, let me go now with this brush from the Lotus set, and I'm just going to take that same shade that we were using and just run it underneath just a little bit. I'm really happy with this, and actually happier than I've been with a lot of Pat McGrath palettes. I can see me using this one a lot, and sometimes Pat McGrath palettes become a little bit like collector's editions. You don't use them as much as you think you would for the money. And these days when money is tight, it seems almost, will I use it? I think I'm going to use this one. I'm being very careful because, as you know, I do have this shade that's broken here, and I don't want it falling out on us. Let's take this shade here because it's crazy and I think works. And I just want a little bit of it just right there in the middle. A little bit more. Did I say just a little bit of it? You can never do just a little bit. Gosh, that's pretty, you guys. And pulling out this brush here and just going into this shade, my broken shade right here, and just putting a little bit of that just into the inner corner of the eye. And you guys, it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. Look, let's have a conversation about this palette. Let's have a conversation about price changes. Let's have a conversation about Pat McGrath. Are there too many sales? I mean, I bet so many of you are waiting for a sale, and I sure wouldn't blame you. I don't think Pat McGrath herself would blame you. So let's have a conversation about that. Let's hear what other shades you guys need me to compare, because like I said earlier, we could get into the nitty gritty of comparing a reddish brown shade to another reddish brown shade, and we can cross brands too if you guys need it. I'm really quick about getting this stuff up there. So just let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm going to put on some of her liquid lipstick. So let me do that, maybe in Divine Rose, and let's see what that looks like too. Stay right there. That's better, isn't it? And I still felt we were missing something, so I put a little bit of her gloss over the top. Pat McGrath glosses are, after all, the best. Look, the artistry of Pat McGrath, the collector ability, I just coined a phrase there, of the palettes. I mean, you know, that's unmatched, especially if you have all of them. It's really hard to say no to this level of artistry. But I am curious about how that's changing and how that's looking in today's, you know, economic climate. We're hardly an economics show, but you know, it does affect all of us. So I do want to hear your thoughts, and like I said, any comparisons that you need of swatches, even minutia, even little shades. Happy to do it for you. So let me know that in comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. And if you haven't already done so, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel as we near 10,000 subscribers. What? Oh my goodness, but I definitely need your help. Every subscription counts, and I look forward to seeing you all over on TikTok and Instagram and in the next video right here on YouTube. Bye-bye.